The execution chamber fell silent as the rope went taut. Ambassador Elena Martinez, human diplomat and peace negotiator, drew her final breath on the cold metal platform of the Zephyrian Imperial Station. Her crime: refusing to reveal the location of the human colony ships that had escaped the Empire's latest purge. High Commander Vextar of the Zephyrian fleet watched with satisfaction as the body stilled. These soft-skinned humans were all the same, weak, emotional creatures who broke easily under pressure. Except this one had been surprisingly stubborn. No matter. One less human meant one step closer to total galactic dominion. Dispose of the body, Vextar commanded, his scaled hide glistening under the harsh lights, and broadcast the execution across all human settlements. Let them know the price of defiance. What Vextar didn't know, what none of them knew, was that Elena Martinez wasn't just any diplomat. She was the wife of General Marcus Kane, the most decorated and feared military strategist in human space. 3 days later, Kane stood in the command center of the UES Vengeance, his weathered face a mask of controlled fury as he watched the execution footage for the 100th time. Around him, his officers maintained a respectful silence. They had served under Kane long enough to recognize the stillness that preceded the storm. "Sir," his aide whispered carefully, "the Joint Chiefs are requesting your orders." Kane's eyes never left the screen. "Tell the Joint Chiefs that General Kane died with his wife 3 days ago." His voice was barely above a whisper, but it carried the weight of collapsing stars. What stands before you now is something else entirely. The transformation of Marcus Kane from protector to predator sent shockwaves through human space. Within hours, every Black Ops unit, every deep cover operative, every off-the-books military asset received the same simple message: the gloves are off. The Zephyrian Empire had ruled the galaxy for 3 millennia through fear and overwhelming force. Their ships were faster, their weapons more powerful, their numbers seemingly infinite. What they had never encountered was a species that could match their brutality while surpassing their tactical brilliance. Kane's first strike came not from the front lines, but from shadows. Zephyrian supply convoys began disappearing without a trace. Communication relays went dark. Entire patrol fleets vanished between star systems, leaving only debris fields and the growing legend of the Ghost Admiral. "It's impossible," Vextar snarled at his subordinates as reports flooded in. One human cannot coordinate attacks across 17 sectors simultaneously. But Kane wasn't fighting like a human anymore. He was fighting like something the Zephyrians had created, a being stripped of mercy, conscience, and the very humanity they had tried to crush. Every Zephyrian death was a prayer at his wife's altar. Every burning ship was a candle lit in her memory. The Empire's mighty fleets found themselves fighting shadows. Human vessels would appear from nowhere, strike with surgical precision, and vanish before reinforcements could arrive. Kane had studied his enemy for decades, learning their patterns, their weaknesses, their fears. Now he turned that knowledge into a weapon sharper than any blade. Months passed. The invincible Zephyrian Empire found itself hemorrhaging resources and morale as the Ghost War intensified. Worlds that had been loyal for centuries began to whisper of rebellion. If one human could make the mighty empire bleed, what could united species accomplish? On the anniversary of Elena's execution, Kane finally revealed himself. The UES Vengeance, thought destroyed in the early days of the war, materialized directly above the Imperial Station where his wife had died. "High Commander Vextar," Kane's voice echoed through every speaker on the station. "You made one fatal error. You assumed that by killing a human diplomat, you were eliminating a weakness. You never realized that Elena Martinez wasn't my weakness. She was my conscience." The station's shields flickered and died. The Vengeance's weapons powered up. "She died believing in peace between our species," Kane continued, his words reaching every corner of the galaxy through hijacked communication networks. "I will ensure that peace comes after your empire burns to ash." In that moment, every species under Zephyrian rule learned why humanity had earned their place among the stars, not through conquest, but through an infinitely more dangerous quality: the ability to love so deeply that its loss could reshape the galaxy itself. The Empire had killed a peacemaker. In return, they had created war incarnate.